Hey, Kage back again, and today we're going to talk about Konami's recent news regarding Silent Hill Ascension. And let's get into the article, and then I'll just share my thoughts along the way, the usual. So, Silent Hill Ascension is an interactive streaming series that premiered on Halloween and has Silent Hill fans up in arms after being hit with unexpected microtransactions. But in my opinion, it's not really unexpected now, is it? It's Konami and it's a mobile game. It's not the best combination you can combine out there. Konami is greedy, and mobile games in general is a broken market that only goes to those that want to dish out as much money as they can possibly do, because that market is littered with most microtransactions you'll ever see anywhere. And what's bad about this one is that it is a pay-to-win mechanic behind the microtransactions here, but it's later explained why it is so in the article, so I'll share my thoughts then, some more on this. While the series is a group-based choose-your-own adventure, is free to experience, it does include microtransactions, including the $20 Founders Pack. This features the Season Pass, access to all the in-game puzzles, and some in-game cosmetics such as an exclusive emote. And Silent Hill's fans took to Twitter, or X as it's known now, and Reddit to express their frustrations with Ascensions, complaining that there's something of a pay-to-win issue here. The framework of Ascension is voting, as a group in real time, to determine what happens next. As Polygon reports, though viewers spend what are called influence points or IP to sway the decisions, you can pay real money to obtain the digital currency, and the more IP you have, the more sway you have in the decision. So this is the part where I said that it is pay to win. So it's a group project where you vote what you can do next year, and then there's a currency that introduces that I might have a higher vote than you because I spent X amount of IP in this case. So essentially, even if you can obtain it freely, there is no way a free-to-play player will ever have enough currency to outvote whales. So in the end, this becomes who has the most money. The one who has the most money gets to make the decisions. That is exactly why this is pay to win in this game. Because even if you offer free to play players the rewards when they do the puzzles or whatever they do, they will still never catch up to the person that spent the $10.99 or the $50.99 or the $200 for the currency. And in the end, it's gonna be the one who has the most money spent on the game, that has the most IP, is gonna win all the votes because nobody can vote him. This is what's gonna happen in the game, or more technically speaking, is happening. So let's continue with the article. I'm not sure how to exactly say this company. It's Genvid or Genvid, whatever. CEO Jacob Navok previously told Polygon that doesn't automatically mean you can just outspend your fellow Silent Hill fans in order to sway the decisions, but many are finding a different experience. Of course the CEO will say that it's not like that, because he still wants people to spend money on the game, even though it's exactly what you can do in the game. Now somebody on Twitter wrote, I think the worst thing about Silent Hill Ascension is the currency. The whole point of this web series is to vote on what happens, but voting is done by this digital currency. So why vote at all if the wealthiest get to decide? Exactly. There is absolutely no point for a free-to-play player to vote on anything, because, like I said earlier, the wealthiest players are just gonna get a vote because they got the IP to spend, as the free-to-play player doesn't. Others have also pointed out that you cannot access some puzzles early if you do not have the Season Pass, lamenting the situation in the general that everything is money and always money. So here is the thing. The puzzles also, when you finish them, from my understanding, is you get a certain amount of rewards. And here we go again. They said there's nothing paylocked anywhere, but you cannot access certain puzzles early unless you have the season pass, and that gives an advantage to those that have season pass to those that don't have the season pass, because then you can get the rewards faster from the puzzles than the others would need to wait for the puzzle to eventually release, if it even releases. Now let's go for more comments. So after waiting so long, we get this they added, and the episode was horrible too. QuickTime events were laggy, story was bad, animation looked ugly. The more money you have, the more chance you have to get your vote to win. So disappointed. While microtransactions have been the biggest point of contention, fans of Silent Hill have also expressed their apprehensions about the other new games in development. Doesn't fill me with confidence for the Silent Hill 2 remake, I won't lie, a Redditor wrote. Although a reply correctly points out that Silent Hill 2 remake is being made by an entirely different developer. And people are still hopeful about the other Silent Hill projects. That might be the best thing there is, that Silent Hill 2 remake is made by somebody else. Now, my hope is it's gonna be a good remake, but now there's a higher chance it's not gonna be potentially monetized to no end. Another Redditor said or expressed their frustration, not just over the microtransactions, but rather that they argue it was the worst use of time, energy and effort they have ever seen. The time and effort of this could have very easily went to a 6 to 8 hour game experience instead of a 25-hour viewing experience. Yeah, I mean, what's the point of a game if all you get to do is watch? I'm all for story type games, but I just can't get behind these movie type games where you just have a decision to make once in a while and the rest you watch, then you might as well just watch a movie. And this is starting to sound like it's that type of experience, just with voting you want what decisions they're gonna be instead of you getting to choose. So the CEO Jacob responded to IGN with a lengthy statement claiming, among other things, that the notion that users can win by paying is generally false, while attempting to explain the studio's view of the game's mechanics. So let's read all of that right now. So he says, all decisions and all content are free. There is no video content behind the paywall. Every day goals and certain puzzles unlock for free. These puzzles stack. Day 1 had 1 level, Day 2 has 2 levels, and Day 10 will have 10 levels. Video on demand content, which also grants points, is free, and so by Day 10 there will be many videos available for free. This is consistent with what we have said. The economy will grow as the product grows, and people are used to products where everything is available on Day 1. By the time we reach Day 100, there will be 300 videos available, of all of which grant free IP as an example. The notion that users can win by paying is generally false. As you can see, decisions are already in the millions. We are creating a community-based product with the growth of having millions of people participate easily and free. The influence point packs are intentionally small to prevent any individual user from overwhelming decisions. Instead, IP packs are focused on cosmetic unlocks and collections that are completely voluntary and unrelated to the narrative control. So, there is more, but I'll share my thoughts right now. So you say that they are intentionally small and purely for cosmetics. Then why, instead of having IP that you can vote favorably in yourself by using the currency, why didn't you have a separate currency amount for cosmetics? then you wouldn't have this issue to begin with. But now, if you're rich enough, you certainly can afford enough to have all your decisions guaranteed to succeed. That is the issue. And people have experienced that. Despite what you're saying here. If it was truly meant for mostly cosmetic unlocks, then have a completely different currency that's not related to the story narrative control, and have a currency that you can buy, like the IP you have, just I don't know, some gems or whatever, and have that as cosmetics currency there that is buyable, and leave IP to be earned through free-to-play play. But that's not your end goal now, is it? You just want users to spend as much money as you can, and that also includes the fact that you can buy votes essentially. So let's continue. As a user, you are able to log in each day, watch every scene, participate in every decision, unlock every moment, and solve multiple puzzles for free. This lets large audiences be able to participate while paying nothing. This is a far better solution than a fixed price product, which would have put all the content behind a paywall and prevented us from reaching the million-sized audiences we wanted to reach. This is the inconsistency with the fan reactions. IP packs are really only good for helping you unlock rewards if you care about the rewards for your avatar. They aren't good for changing decisions as an individual, and as the audience size grows and decision size grows, from millions to tens of millions to hundreds of millions, this will only continue to be the case. The Founders Pack includes certain puzzles that are locked to the Founders Pack and Season Pass. The puzzles are bonuses, they are not required to participate in the show, and the Founders Pack content is again cosmetics. We continue to make improvements on the interface and take users' feedback into consideration. So there you go, you kinda already contradicted yourself in your own statement, where nothing is paywalled behind, but there are puzzles you cannot access unless you have the Founders Pack. There you go. That, in my opinion, is already a paywall. There is content blocked from your access unless you pay for it. Now the other thing is like the inconsistency with the fan reactions for the IP packs. It's not an inconsistency if most of your fans are already reporting that the whales can outvote them. Like I said, a better solution if you really wanted just the IP for the cosmetics was to have its own cosmetic currency instead. And there is a comment right here that says, on quotes, this is a far better solution than a fixed product which would have put all the content behind a paywall and prevented us from reaching the million-sized audience we wanted to reach. And his reply to that is, right, so in the end it's about numbers and click-throughs than it is about making something that's actually good. And wouldn't you know it, that's the problem. Was so cool back in the day when game companies made games and not just interactive digital storefronts. I agree to that. I mean, nowadays, all the companies you grew up with, at least most of them, you liked the companies, they made good games, you could rely on that, they made a game, you knew it was gonna be good. Then nowadays it's more about they release a game and then you wonder how much more will I need to pay for that game beyond the base price, or in this case a free-to-play game, how much will I need to spend in order to even enjoy the game. And in this case it's even worse when you can interact with other people, which I wouldn't mind. In general, it wouldn't be that bad of an idea to have this people pool where you can influence the decisions. Let's go on. Then if it was free to play on that count, like sure, most people wanted to use decision 1 instead of decision 2, for example, then that's perfectly fine. But when you have currency that you can spend to vote for decision 1 or 2, and you can buy the said same currency, that's when it's not fine anymore. It's just an incentive for players to buy the currency, because there will always be people who want to see something else from other people, and then that will be the incentive for people to spend the money on said IP in order to get the decisions they want. That's the major issue here. And in the end, people are stupid and they're gonna buy this. They could not just buy and not care, but I mean, if that was the case, then most of the microtransactions nowadays wouldn't even exist. But I do. And that's honestly all for today for me. I'll see you guys next time.